Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. We are here with our very first episode, so we're bringing everybody in right here. Big time shout out. First thing I want to do is just say thank you to all of our supporters behind the scenes. This is a brand new podcast, and we're kind of shifting things around and moving things around and parting our dust while we get things situated. So, just to introduce my cast right here, I have my man Donnie over to my left. I have my man Mr. Black over to my right. And my name is Mr. Tennessee 101. And this is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. So we got a whole lot to talk about with this being our first podcast show. The topics that are going on right now are just overflowing. We definitely got to talk about what's going on over here in Nashville. We having parties with upwards of 100, 200 people out of the neighborhoods with no masks on. People just not social distancing. They don't even care about what's going on with the coronavirus. We got some other stuff going on within the city and within the state. Worldwide news, we definitely got to talk about. We had a student down in Georgia that definitely just threw a high school under the bus because students, as you all know, they have went back to school. And the thing is, they were not prepared for students to go back to school. So students are in school, unable to social distance properly. Teachers are on strike. Teachers are resigning. Students don't want to go to school. Parents are upset. Definitely got to talk about that. We got to talk about some other things going on here in our movies and entertainment section. We definitely got to hit on Kanye West and his supposedly presidential campaign. And his antics. Okay, Kanye West, people. So we definitely gonna give him a shout, talk about that story. We definitely want to talk about Tracy Morgan and his wife Megan Wallover has split. Yet another relationship that has went sour here in the coronavirus era. So we're definitely going to touch on that right there.
Gentlemen, stop getting married. It's out of style. Don't do it. It's out of style.
We know some of us have some very specific views about marriage and whatnot. So we're definitely going to hit on that. Then we got to talk about our sports. We got to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays player that got caught playing with his tallywhacker, as Mr. Black would say. So strange events there. We got to discuss that.
We always call it your little buddy.
Right, my little buddy. Then we'll have our money finance tip. Then we'll have some other clips here, and then our end topic is going to be talking about, hey, what do you do differently now that you did not do before in the coronavirus? Like, how has it changed your routines and everything? So you guys bear with us. We're going to transition over to a quick little commercial break, and we'll be back with the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. Hey, stay tuned. All right, everybody, we are back. We are back in. This is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. I am your host, Mr. Tennessee 101. So let's get it started right here. So starting off from the top of the deck right here in local Nashville news, we got to talk about what happened last week. Because so last week, there was a party that took place over in East Nashville that involved like literally hundreds of individuals having like a house party. So it was basically like over 200 individuals and nobody had on masks. Nobody was social distancing. It actually looked like something that would happen perhaps in a bigger city. But of course, here in Nashville, we have a lot of tourists. We have a lot of people that come in and out as far as transits and they come here for big events. So let's take a look at this house party. And we got to talk about this because this is one main reason why our city has been called out by Washington, D.C. as being one of the cities that's out of control with the coronavirus. So let's take a look at it right here. So the Metro Public Health Department is investigating a house party held over the weekend. This was last weekend at an East Nashville home. Video circulated on social media showing a party on Fern Avenue Saturday night, billed as the Fashion House, where hundreds of people appeared crammed together with no masks in sight. Health Department spokesman Brian Todd said the department was made aware of the situation and they are investigating, but no further details were immediately released. So there was actually a Metro councilman by the name of Sean Parker that shared this video that we're about to watch right here. He shared the video and he sent it directly to Nashville Health Department and also Metro Nashville Police Department. And you know what? He never got a response. And he even sent them emails 30 hours per se before the event took place. So Parker indicated that he had contacted both agencies about the party, even like upwards to a day before, but no response. No one came out. And I heard that Metro Nashville Police Department actually came out and they didn't issue any tickets, not even any citations. All they did was tow a couple of cars. So let's just back up on. Let's just take a look at this video real quick and let's talk about this. So here we go. So let me get this video started up right here. Okay. So y'all check this out.
News, not talk. Facts, not opinions. In prime time every night on National Newscast for you. News Nation.
Let me just fast forward this thing a little bit. Here we go right here.
News, your nation.
There's a massive party happening, and I don't know if it's an Airbnb or an event space, but there's a line about.
This is a white girl that took another video of it.
Going back to school.
Dang, I hate these commercials. Hold on. Why are these commercials on here? Okay, hold on. Let me get this video. All right, here we go. Okay. So where is this other video right here? Okay, here we go. And the video does not want to play. Let's see. Let me hit the refresh right here. All right. Okay. So once we get this video playing right here. So look, so here's the thing. So with us not being under control with the coronavirus, hey, so what do you guys think about this? Okay. So the fact that Metro Nashville went to this, finally went to this party, like almost somewhere around like 1 or 2 a.m. to quote unquote shut it down, and no tickets were issued, no citations were issued, nothing was basically done.
Well, and I seen it the next day on the news, and I seen that there was naked women, liquor, and but partying going on. I was kind of disappointed because I wasn't there. Because I would have been there.
Didn't get the invite.
I didn't get the invite.
You were not on the email list.
I was not on the email list. I would have been butt naked with a mask on though, but I would have enjoyed myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that Metro is trying to basically scare people, and these people are pushing the envelope to just see how far they're gonna go.
Well, they've been pushing it because you got all these people coming to Nashville to party, and they're coming to Nashville as far, you know, Nashville is a tourist city. It's a bit of a party city in the South, you know, in some respects. So, you know, a lot of people are coming here for a lot of different things, like regardless coronavirus is going on or not.
You can't lose with naked white women.
You can't.
Yeah, well, hey, some may say.
I think that the Bucks
There were, but there were not really. Once you look at the videos, and I'm still trying to get this other video put up, by the way, there were really not a lot of brothers over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, because this video, if you look at these lines of people in here and everything, it was basically just, you know, just people like pretty much like lined up. Of course, like Mr. Black said, there was a lot of liquor here, but you know, there really wasn't a lot of black people. Yeah. Now, of course, there was a couple, you know, sprinkled in here and there, you know, one here, one over there and everything. But there were really not a lot of black people there at this event.
And I would have went to make sure it was affirmative action there. I would have went just to make sure that it was balanced out, and I represent for the brothers.
You
Man, I wish this other video looks like it's not gonna come up right here, but hold on. Let me fast forward this because maybe it's just on a. See, it's just gonna go through this. Okay, here we go.
I think they just want to do their job, man. You know, I think that people are really not paying attention. So the fines and all of that stuff.
Well, now they're fining people $50.
Yes. And I saw where one guy was arrested. So I mean.
So you guys telling me that you wouldn't arrest $50 for butt naked women in liquor? I would have paid y'all way.
If it's going to involve me dying, no.
20 years ago, I would have, but I'm trying to hold on to every dime I got.
Yeah, I would have paid y'all way.
Here we go. Okay. So here's the video. So let's look at this right here. Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing cracking. And it is. Here we go.
After that large house party in East Nashville this weekend, video posted online showing a crowd of people at this house called the Fashion House, which is on Fern Avenue. Elizabeth Lane is live downtown with the video that is getting that attention.
Good morning, Neil. And right now, almost everyone in Nashville who's on social media has seen these videos or they're talking about them. And now this party certainly has the attention of the health department as well as Metro Council members. I want to go ahead and take you right to this.
Look at that. All them.
See, everybody
that's not a white people. Okay, you got one black person right there, one black person right there.
Yeah, everybody.
You got that hot blonde right there.
and the guy that actually had it, I think he should have went to jail.
The one who did what now?
The one that actually sponsored and had it.
No, this guy, no. This guy, he put out a statement, I think, on Twitter or something like that. But
He wrote, quote, I never did get a response to any of the emails.
and this is from the council member that sent notices to Metro Nashville PD and the health department.
Their Parker's indicating he did have contact with both agencies ahead of time to warn them before the party ever happened. Right now, there are just under 5,000 active COVID-19 cases in Davidson County.
Well, you know what? I would like to talk to the guy that threw it because I want to know when the next one is.
Look at this. So for everybody that doesn't already know, Nashville is on the city as far as being like a hot spot for coronavirus.
Yeah, that club was the hot spot.
That club was the hot spot.
Yeah.
This one could set Davidson County back in slowing the spread of COVID-19. Right now, the health department says they are investigating the party. Reporting live in downtown Nashville, Elizabeth Lane, News 2.
Okay. All right. So, and that's just from News 2 here in Nashville. But if you all didn't hear, there have also been other house parties in other cities that people have been clamping down on. And the thing is, there was one actually out in New Jersey, right? That was the opposite of this one. Instead of having a bunch of white people, it had a bunch of black people. A house party in New Jersey in one of their more affluent cities or counties. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but they had about 300 people there in like a mansion. And they were like, hey, next time something like this happens, we're going to turn off the water and we're going to turn off the electricity to keep people from when they observe it happening. Well, but they didn't talk about that happening over here. Not even those citations were issued. They said just a couple of cars were towed, you know.
I don't hear nothing bad about that because at a good party, the lights off and everybody's drinking liquor. We don't need no water.
Yeah, but it's summertime. Hey, but it's summertime though. Once electricity gets cut off, that AC is toast.
Hey, let's close.
Okay, so my thing is on this is, hey, if we don't get the virus under control, then we'll never be able to go back to no sense of normality. Because if tourists and everybody's coming to Nashville and not wearing no masks, people in Nashville are already not wearing no masks, how can you be mad at the medical officials that keep preaching to us and telling us what we need to do to get the virus down? So if the virus does not get down, we're just going to be elongating this thing. Because remember, this thing popped off back in like late February, early March. Here we are in August going toward mid-August, right? So we're about, I don't know, like 6.5 months going into this. So, I mean, I just think it's reckless. I just think it's irresponsible. I think Nashville can do better as far as being an example. And I really wish that the governor, Governor Lee, would step in and make this thing mandated across Tennessee, because there is not a mask mandate in Tennessee, only in Davidson County, which is Nashville. So, hey, I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, if they just want to keep on going out here doing this, then hey, so be it.
This is my public announcement to Nashvillians. When you go to a party, make sure you got on a mask and condoms. Ride it out, baby.
Mask and condoms.
All right. So, okay, so moving along here, we're going to touch on this story right here a little bit, right? So over in Nashville's little brother city, Nashville's little wannabe big time little brother city, which is Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County. All right. There was a 13-year-old that was driving for his drunk grandmother while sitting on her lap while she was inebriated, and he had a car accident. He had a wreck. So this story was kind of bewildering, to say the least. So, hey, let's just get the story going, okay? All right. So let's just go to this video right here. I just want y'all to see this. 13-year-old in Memphis, Tennessee, driving in his grandmother's lap while she was inebriated. Here's the video. Let's just take a look at it real quick.
Suspended license, but her grandson says that didn't stop her from insisting on giving him driving lessons. It ended up being a lesson he'll never forget.
Man, I was just blitz to get out the way.
Tadarius Ullman had just seconds to react last night when a car came hurtling down this narrow South Memphis street. He made it to safety, only to see the car plow into 5 of his friends.
No, just, she just like ran them folks totally over. Like, didn't stop, didn't try to stop.
Police arrested 58-year-old Ernestine Holloman on suspicion of drunk driving, but she wasn't the only one behind the wheel. So was her 13-year-old grandson, Joseph.
I didn't know what to do. I pushed the brake, but she pushed the gas pedal and went straight ahead and started crashing into them folks.
Joseph and his mom say
he sold his grandmama
was giving him driving lessons, even though he's only 13. And police say her license has been suspended for 5 years. Why'd you let him go?
I don't know. I didn't want to, but I ain't had no choice. So she told me to sit in her lap, and I did.
After crashing, Joseph says he managed to scramble out of a window.
Shaking my head.
I looked to see if somebody was hurt. I see like
and his haircut?
4 or 5 people on the ground.
Many broken bones and hair injuries, family and friends.
He need a good taper and a fade.
Joseph says tempers flared.
When I got out, folks started hollering at me. What you do?
Taking an ill-advised lesson from a woman he trusted.
Hope you learn a lesson for holding that shit in the Hope you think twice next time.
But when it comes to driving, there may be no next time for Joseph.
No, I don't want to drive anymore.
Holloman is still here in jail tonight, awaiting her first court appearance. Is tentatively scheduled for tomorrow morning. She's facing a number of charges, including DUI, child endangerment. Now, as of those 5 victims, we don't have all of their latest conditions, but the mother of one of them tells us this afternoon her son was in surgery for a broken leg. We're live downtown. Luke Jones, WREG News Channel 3.
Okay, so we got a let me just read the headline right here, right? So before I go into the headline, we have a 58-year-old grandmother.
Country Flooring Direct, Middle
Hold
Tennessee's
on.
mobile flooring showroom.
Man, this is hey, you guys excuse us because this is our very first show. So we having some video, audio type interferences and everything. So we're still trying to get that stuff worked out. So hey, y'all bear with us. We haven't quite refined everything yet. So moving on here, let me just get into the headline here. So starting off, we have a 58-year-old grandmother driving drunk with her 13-year-old grandson driving in her lap. 5 people got hit in an accident. 1 person was in surgery.
That's a hell of a night.
So the headline says a 13-year-old boy who crashed into 5 people Tuesday night while driving on his grandmother's lap said his grandmother was giving him driving lessons at the time. Drunk.
I think that's
at night.
That's quality time with your grandparent. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Inebriated.
It's quality time, all right.
So just like you saw in the video right here, the little boy Joseph said, I didn't want to, but I ain't had no choice. So she told me to sit in her lap. Okay, before we go even further, black people, children, adults alike, before you start talking to any journalist, any person that's relaying a story to where other people are going to hear it, i.e. news, i.e. broadcasting outlets, we need to start speaking correct, okay? This is just a little PSA. We need to start speaking correct so that people can understand what we're trying to communicate to them and we don't sound like that.
I get it. I understand everything you're saying. But I actually think first mistake was they're using back roads. If you're going to drive drunk, get on the interstate and
just end it all real quick, right?
Hey, look, I just want to tell everybody, hey, look, do not follow the advice of Mr. Black.
Right,
disclaimer.
Right,
do not follow the advice of Mr. Black. We do not accept his statement as being official.
You got to give way for where everything's happening in Memphis. So, hey, look, it is what it is in Memphis. That's
right.
What you gonna get.
So the headline goes on to say his grandmother, Ernestine Holloman, 58, faces a number of charges in connection with the crash, including DUI and child endangerment. Police said her car was speeding down Boyd Street when it hit 5 pedestrians. The little boy further said, I ain't know what to do. I'm only repeating this as it's been dictated here. Hey guys, I'm just rehashing the news, okay? I'm not making any of this. I'm just rehashing the news. The little boy went on to say, I ain't know what to do. Joseph said, I pushed the brake, but she pushed the gas pedal and went straight ahead and started crashing into those folks.
Teamwork.
To Darius Allman said he managed to get out of the way just in time to avoid being hit himself, but he saw the car run over his friends. And this is what he said. This is what's dictated here, okay? I'm just reading this, okay? Hey, I'm just delivering the news, all right? I'm just delivering the news. Just like ran them folks totally over, like didn't try to stop, Allman said. After crashing, Joseph said he managed to scramble out of a window and flag down help. I looked to see if someone was hurt. I seen like 3 or 4, 5 people on the ground, he said. Many of the victims suffered broken bones and head injuries, friends and relatives told WREG. The mother of one victim said her son was in surgery Wednesday afternoon for a broken leg. When I got out, folks started hollering at me, talking about what you do, Joseph said. This is the 13-year-old boy. WREG asked Joseph's mother, Jennifer Holloman, why she allowed her son to take driver's lessons from his grandmother, considering he's only 13 years old. And police said Holloman's license had been suspended for 5 years. This is the grandmother that was driving, right? She responded, I don't know. Just so you got your 13-year-old out at night driving with the drunk grandmother. You don't know where your 13-year-old is? Folks, watch over your kids, okay? Watch your kids. Your kids should not be out late at night. I don't care if it is summertime. I don't care school is not back in for everyone. Watch your kids. Joseph said the experience has put him off of driving, which it rightfully should. I ain't want to drive no more, he said. Holloman's first court appearance is scheduled for Tuesday morning. I hope she's learning her lesson the whole time she's in jail. I hope she thinks twice next time, Jennifer Holloman said. So, you know, I don't think there's too much else to be said on here. You know, you got a drunk 58-year-old grandmother. It is child endangerment. You're taking advantage of a child, making the child drive because you don't think you should be behind the wheel. So I can't even begin to add this up in any shape, form, or fashion. But I just think it's terrible.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I think it should have just been a 2-drink minimum, but she wouldn't have been so drunk. Just teach them to drive during the day.
All I'm gonna say is jail time.
Jail time? That's to the excess.
Jail time.
And maybe a hefty fine. Should she really be in jail? I mean, like, so how much jail time do you think that she should do?
At least 6 months.
6 months for this?
You're putting people's lives in danger.
I can agree with that.
Wow,
I say 6 months. Hey,
that's harsh.
But her license was suspended for the past 5 years too.
For the past 5 years.
That's harsh though.
Have a car, man.
6 months?
She should not.
What were they drinking? Did it say in the story? It doesn't say. Okay.
I'm on that good cushion alcohol. whatever. Hey, I just came with that off the top of the dome. Okay, all right. So we're okay. All right, so moving along here. All right, so we're gonna get into nationwide news, and this is one story that's really, really prevalent right here, right? So so going on, and then what's going on like nationwide? Okay, so we had that. Everyone realized there was a story that came out about a week, maybe 2 weeks or so ago now. There was a Georgia student who posted a photo of a crowded school hallway and called it good and necessary trouble. It's no longer suspended, her mom says. So there was a Georgia student that actually threw her school under the bus, and she recorded this video of all these students in the hallway, no mask on, no social distancing. You just got a herd of students walking around, and this student was scared, or she would feel uncomfortable based on, the surroundings and based on the scenario. So she caught it on video, put it on social media, and got scolded for it by, I think, the principal, and she was suspended. So let's take a look at this real quick, okay? The school happened to reverse their suspension on it, and looks like she is no longer suspended after this commercial about Mike Tyson goes past. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's see what it's talking about.
A jam-packed high school hallway, and students, many of whom are not wearing masks, change classes. Sophomore Hannah Waters took the photo and posted it on Twitter.
I took it out of mostly concern and nervousness after seeing the first to school.
North Paulding High School in Dallas, Georgia, about 45 miles northwest of Atlanta, had its first day of school this week. While many schools in the country have or will have mandates for mask wearing, this one does not.
I was concerned for the safety of everyone in that building and everyone in the county.
After Hannah posted the picture, she was told she had been...
Sorry, y'all. The audio might be a little bit low, but just bear with it for everyone that's tuning in via YouTube.
Privacy by taking a picture of them and posting it on social media. But she channels the late Georgia congressman and civil rights hero, John Lewis.
I'd like to say that this is some good and necessary trouble, so
Don't she sound like John Lewis?
because it needed to be
School officials have not responded to CNN, but in a letter to parents, the superintendent does admit there is no question that the photo does not look good. But he also says he believes the photo is being shown out of context to criticize the school's reopening efforts. And he defends the lack of a mask mandate by making this debatable statement. Wearing a mask is a personal choice, and there is no practical way to enforce a mandate to wear them. The school's principal made another statement, according to Hannah and her mother, a personal one, calling Hannah's mother and telling her the suspension has now been overturned, and that a suspension will not appear on her daughter's record.
behind every teacher, student, and staff member, there's a family, there's friends, and I would just want to keep everyone safe.
Hannah Waters will be back at school Monday. Gary Thomas, CNN, Atlanta.
Wow.
Do y'all think she should have been suspended?
No.
I don't know.
I think she should have been suspended. Snitches get stitches.
She she only did what some other students probably wanted to do. I don't think the young lady should have ever gotten suspended. I think the school should have taking more of approach to actually applaud her for putting it on notice to let them know what's going on with it, because you got so everywhere, even right here in Nashville, you got students that went back to school last week, and like you got faculty, staff, and students that are already out because they have. Matter of fact, they had one school over here in West, I think it was West Nashville somewhere that, and this is similar in other places. Students went back last week. One student got tested positive for coronavirus the first day, got sent back home. So therefore, they had to say everyone he came in contact with had to immediately self-isolate for 14 days. That includes the teacher and other students that were in his near vicinity.
You're putting people at risk. I think it should have been put out there. She shouldn't have been suspended.
Come on, guys, y'all too serious. It's not that major.
What do you think? So what do you think that? So what do you think? Do you think she should not have? Do you think she should have got suspended?
She
or
should have got suspended.
Not?
Snitches get stitches. You don't go around taking pictures and stuff. Guess what? Them kids not enjoying their first day of school. They got their new clothes on, new shoes. Their mask might not match their outfit.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Make your mask match your outfit.
There you go.
I tell you what though, if you look, here's the thing. You ain't got to worry about no clothes if you laying up in the ICU.
See, you're going too far.
If you laying up in the ICU and you got that gown on, you ain't got to worry about no class.
You cannot be cute and talk to somebody with a mask on. You can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. So look, you guys stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and go to a quick little commercial break right here, and then we'll be back with you. And this is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. Stay tuned. All right. Sorry about the delay, everyone. This is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show, and we are back. Okay, so my man Donnie had to step out. He had to go to another engagement, so he was on another time crunch. So, hey, you guys are going to be flying with myself and Mr. Black, okay? So we'll try to pick back up and link back up with him a little bit later. Hey, but let's continue on. So moving right along right here, we are going to go to this next little tidbit right here. Okay. So first thing, we do want to drop a little pour out a little something for comedian Tyler Craig. For those of you all that don't know, Tyler Craig passed away. The brother, the comedian great, he actually passed away a couple days ago, and this was back on the 7th, which was actually just this past Friday. We lost another good one. So Tyler Craig was actually 54 years old when he passed away. And just to let you guys know, if you were not familiar with Tyler Craig is actually a well-known comedian. And I'm kind of surprised that he didn't get enough exposure as he did. So so looking at this right here, Mr. Black, you want to go ahead and go into this for Tyler Craig? Yeah.
I remember Tyler Craig. He was guy on BET, real funny cat. And it's a sad thing. He never did reach his peak, I don't think. I never seen him on TV.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Underground he was pretty good. He probably did a lot of shows. The only time I really seen him, he never came to Nashville. I just remember him from.
He never came to Zanies or anything, or any one of the like T-Pack or anything like that.
I could be wrong, but I've never seen it advertised.
Okay. I thought he probably had stopped through Nashville once or twice.
Might have. I didn't see it.
Okay. Yeah. So Tyler Craig, Atlanta-based comedy legend, died at the age of 54. Tyler Craig's cause of death has not been made public as of yet. The radio host and fellow comedian Ricky Smiley confirmed Craig's death on the morning of August 7th, posting a photo of the funny man accompanied by the words, "Rest in peace." Ricky Smiley also tweeted that he was saddened in that morning to find out about the death of comedian Tyler Craig. He said he also mentioned he used to watch Tyler Craig grow as a comedian and told him, "Rest in peace, King." Another friend and comedian, Willie Brown, for those of y'all that don't already know him, Willie Brown is also very, very popular in like the comedian circuit. Paid a lengthy tribute to Craig on Facebook. Brown wrote in part, "He by far is one of the funniest men to set foot on the stage and television." In that message, Brown made reference to Craig as being survived by his wife and children. Craig made his comedy debut on BET's Comic View back in 1997, around about that time. In 97, Craig appeared on HBO's Def Comedy Jam and on Jamie Foxx's Lapapalooza, as well as Martin Lawrence's First Amendment stand-up. During his career, Craig opened for comedians including Cedric the Entertainer and Chris Tucker. According to Craig's IMDb page, he also appeared in several movies over the years, the most recent being 2018's Unkillable alongside Tom Sizemore. That one I have not seen. I might have to go ahead and check that out. So Tyler Craig was also perhaps known for his best catchphrase, "And the moral of the story is." So he used to always, kind of say that at the end of his jokes or at the end of a punchline or what have you. So you guys go back and check out some of Tyler Craig's old footage if you were not familiar with it. I know this story did not get a lot of big headlines because we got so much else going on in the world with the coronavirus and with the election and with, other worldwide stories that's going on. We just got so much stuff going on. A story like this just had to be mentioned, even on our little small platform, so we can pour a little something out for comedian Tyler Craig. R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. to another great. Okay, so this next story right here, is one that is a bit bewildering. Because we got to talk about this guy right here. Yeezy, also known Kanye West, also known as Yeezy, also known as Ye. Kanye West has came out and said that his campaign is indeed designed to hurt Biden. So, and this story is reported by Forbes. This is where we pull this news source is. So, we're just talking about the news. Okay. So you can go and pull this story. All these links are going to be in the description box, so you guys can go check that out. Every link we post or every link we mention is going to be sitting down there where you can go look at it yourself. Okay, so Forbes had an interview with Kanye West. In an exclusive interview, the billionaire rapper says he's walking for president as GOP operatives work to get him on state ballots. Kanye West basically announced or basically admitted that his campaign is set to spoil Biden's campaign, because we know a lot of black folks, we're not really hey, we're not really dealing with Biden like that, you know, based on things that Biden has said and has had to come back and clean up. You know, a lot of things are going on with this political election to garner the African-American vote. And a lot of things are not what it should be. You know, we're not going to go real heavy into politics, but we do want to touch on this story as seeing what Kanye West has said. So just starting off at the top right here, amid various reports, the Republican and Trump affiliated political operatives are trying to get Kanye West onto various state ballots for November's presidential election. The billionaire rap superstar indicated in an interview by text today, and this is when this story came out, so not today, but when it came out, that he was in fact running to siphon votes from the presumptive Democratic nominee, Joe Biden. Asked about that directly, West said that rather than running for president, he was walking, quickly adding that he was walking to win. When it was pointed out that he actually can't win in 2020, that he won't be on enough ballots to yield 270 electoral votes, and that a write-in campaign isn't feasible for him, and thus serving as a spoiler, West replied, "I'm not going to argue with you. Jesus is king." Okay, so Kanye West rebuffed various attempts to clarify who was driving this ballot access or strategy and whether it's being coordinated by or with Republican affiliated officials. He does, however, appear to have a continuing relationship with the Trump White House. West says that he's designing a school within the next month and that I'm meeting with Betsy DeVos about the post-COVID curriculum. And this is in quote or parentheses, the Secretary of Education's press office hadn't responded to a request for comment by the time this story was published. President Trump also said, "I like Kanye very much." President Trump told reporters at the White House yesterday, not yesterday, but when the story was printed, "No, I have nothing to do with him getting on the ballot. We'll have to see what happens." So, Mr. Black, what do you think about Kanye's, what's the word I'm looking for? What do you think about Kanye's distraction of this quote unquote campaign? Because we know he had a little rally about 2 weeks ago that he was let out a lot of stuff. He was talking about him and Kim Kardashian, and he was talking about if it was for his mother, there would not be any Kanye West, and he almost killed his oldest kid, and he had like a little emotional breakdown. What do you have to say? I'm sorry. I'm trying to contain my laughter. Okay. What do you have to say about Kanye West and this farce of a presidential campaign, if it even is that?
Kanye West is a whole fool. All this is terrible. He's making himself look bad. He needs to seek help. And Kim Kardashian getting everything that she deserves out of this fool. Because he's a nut.
So who's to say that he's even gotten, well, not who's to say that she's even gotten anything other than, you know, both of them have status because they're both with each other. Both of them are well known, some would say successful celebrities. They're super high income earners. So what do you think Kanye West even has? Does Kanye West even have anything for black people? Does Kanye West even, you know, does he even have anything worthwhile to even give? I mean, should we even take Kanye West seriously?
No. If you would have walked into that booth and voted for Kanye, you had to check your mental state too.
Well, hey, so you know, somebody is gonna write him in, you know, and make him. Somebody is gonna write Kanye, you know, and let me tell you something. People of a younger demographic are probably gonna vote for Kanye West. Even knowing that he won't win, even knowing that he won't even, he's going to be like that third name. You know how you have the vote and they televise everything. They have like the main Republican candidate and the main Democratic candidate, and then they have that little third person that's like an independent, and they're like low on the totem pole.
Yes. Trump is not coming out of that White House. I don't like the guy. I don't like Biden, but Trump is not coming out, and Kanye is going to help him stay. Somebody do write them in or vote for them, they out their money.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm almost still at a little bit of a loss of words for this because Kanye West is one of those people Kanye West is extremely talented. talented. Okay, as far as his music genius and as far as his music capabilities, I know. Because Kanye West now is not the Kanye West that we know that we knew like mid 2000s. Okay, I know we're just 15 years later, but Kanye West came out a long time ago. Okay, even before he started rapping, he was on the producing and the production side. Then he became more so a rapper and had his albums came out, all the College Dropout series and everything. The Kanye West we know now is not the Kanye West that we knew before. But someone pointed this out to me, and I do want to mention this: that every man that gets with a Kardashian somewhat kind of loses their mind. What do you think about that? Because look, we got Kanye West, we got the Lamar Odoms. We quite haven't seen it with the Tristan Thompsons yet, but every man that gets with a Kardashian, they kind of like just go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, like the Scott, the one who's Courtney, he's a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, yeah.
Kim, Kanye's crazy. And then there's Chloe, OJ's daughter.
Hey, I have heard that.
And she can't keep a man, so I'm thinking something down there ain't working right. If you know what I mean. And then there's the mother, the matriarch. She turned what's his name?
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner to Miss Doubtfire. So with that being said. That family's cursed.
And not even to deviate from that, but but you have a lot of estrogen in that scenario. It's a lot of estrogen in that scenario, right? It's not a lot of testosterone, right? And I know people make the changes as far as what they want to do and what path they want to take and everything, but it's not really a lot of men in that dynamic of that particular household right there. Some may say that could be a reason for it, because it's like, some of the men that are in there and that's involved with them, they're kind of like in and out. I mean, hey, they're here or they're not there.
Yep, Bruce Jenner, he waved a white flag on being a man.
Hey, like I said, there's a lot of female energy, and you have to have that. To me, you have to have that balance. But hey, enough about Kanye. Moving on from Kanye, I don't quite understand the whole story and why he still wants to keep up this thing, because even Kim Kardashian has said, hey, Kanye, stop this. She doesn't want to do this and this, and I can kind of tell on her response that she's kind of choosing her words carefully about him and everything, right? So.
He's crazy. He's out of his mind.
Well, okay. So, talking about another celebrity couple here, moving on from Kanye, we got to talk about my man, Tracy Morgan. For those of y'all that don't know, Tracy Morgan, comedian, entrepreneur, entertainer Tracy Morgan, and his significant other, Megan Wolover, announced their separation after almost 5 years of marriage. Man, so what's up with that? So let me ask you this. So what made you what made you bring this story up to the forefront? Because I didn't even hear about this headline until you mentioned it to me a couple of days ago. So what do you think, or why do you think that this is okay? Well, let me just preface this by saying we got a lot of couples breaking up right now. A lot of couples are divorcing. A lot of couples are breaking up. A lot of entertainers' wives are reaching out for a lot of attention by men that are not their husbands. What do you think is going on right here? You know what I mean? And even looking at Tracy Morgan, and there is an age difference, because Tracy Morgan is 51 and Megan Wolover is 33. So there's a little bit of an age difference, but hey, age is not too much. It's not too much of a difference. They also share a daughter. But what do you think is causing these, I call them coronavirus breakups,
I call it foolish men. Any man out here getting married in 2020, take that L.
Why?
Take that L.
Okay.
Marriage is
Well, hey, I've always been a big person to say, hey, to each his own, because marriage does not work out for everyone. I think that most men that get into marriages, you are, I don't think enough men, okay, and granted, they've been married for 5 years. So let me back up by saying they've been married for 5 years. How long were they in the, I guess, dating or relationship stage before they got married? Because they've been married for 5 years, so I don't know when they got married. It says that, it says back in 2015, here we are in 2020. So how long were they together? How long did they date, or how long were they in a relationship before they said they were going to get married? Like, did he really vet her?
Well, I'm looking at a picture. She's very attractive. And
Yeah.
He's not. So that should tell you it was all about the money. And I can't believe how foolish these men are to try to keep a hold of these women. You can't keep these women. These women don't care nothing about you. You are a stepping stone. And guess what? She's gonna leave with a whole lot of money.
So right. Because Tracy Morgan, if we don't remember, in this story, I'll also put this out here. If we remember, Tracy Morgan had that accident that happened back in 2014 when he got crashed into by that Walmart truck. Yeah. When he had a best friend that lost his life in that accident too. So Tracy Morgan is sitting on the bag right now.
Yes, she's sitting on the bag. That's why I think she knows that. She's gonna be sitting on that bag too. Stop marrying these women. Just have fun with them. Fun.
So, okay. So, when I hate to go into an adjacent underlying topic and everything. I think a lot of people are getting married too fast. I think a lot of men, not take away from this story, because I don't know what exactly their situation is. I think a lot of men get kind of pedestalize a lot of women, and they kind of get kind of starstruck with a lot of women, and then they get married extremely quick without vetting the women. Because if you ask me, hey, I think you have to be together for at least a year. Maybe, you have to be together at least a year for me, with me, Mr. Tennessee 101. You have to be with me for at least a year before you become my girlfriend. Maybe even 18 months before you even hit girlfriend status.
I'm saying
so.
These women, the majority of these women out here belong to the street. Stop trying to keep them, trying to tame them. Let them belong to the street. Stop in here once in a while. Have your fun. Keep it moving. Everybody, all my friends that are married, they're pathetic.
I don't have any. Now, don't get me wrong. I have married friends and I have single friends, and I know my married friends, they really can't get out and do stuff like the way I can get out and go and do stuff. Because I'll be the first one to say, I had some married friends that they can't make moves the way I can make moves. We've tried to have trips and vacations, plan stuff together. We've tried to, plan outings together and everything, but they can't get a kitchen pass.
Signing off on the hall pass.
They got to get permission, or they got to check. Hey, if you're and hey, I might catch some flack for saying this, but if you have to get a kitchen pass, and if you have to, get permission to go and hang out with the fellas, something might be wrong with your dynamic of your relationship. Now, I can understand you say, hey, look, let's make sure our schedules match up where we can do a certain thing. But if you can't do nothing, I got married friends that can't do nothing without checking in or without getting a kitchen pass.
They whoop. They don't think they can do any better, so they do whatever their wife say. And guess what? When she hit that wall, you're stuck with her.
How much you want to bet that she probably filed for the divorce first? I don't know where they live at, but
I don't know what the rate is, but it's like
it's over 70%.
That they filed for divorce.
It's over 70% that women file for divorce first, before the man.
Yes, because she knows.
And most of them get paid.
Yes,
a lot of money.
When you sign that contract, that marriage, when you say I do, they got the upper hand. No matter what, from this point on out, you belong to them. They have a gun to your head.
Let me ask you something. you know, and this is a bit on a personal note. So, Mr. Black, have you ever thought about getting married?
When I was younger, I thought about it. I thought it was time because I seen all my friends around me getting married. But then I got to noticing my friends that had backbones, they weren't happy in the marriage. But,
Okay.
But my friends that are happily married, they have no backbone. Because they let their wife run them. They run the money. They run everything they do. They can't. They don't leave the house anymore unless it's wifely, family stuff. It's pathetic.
They go on that grocery or that Walmart run.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Every one of my married friends, I feel that they're pathetic. They can't do anything.
It's.
And I said I didn't want to live that life. I like my solitude and freedom.
Yeah.
Now if I want to have fun, it's available. I won't have to keep it though.
I can agree with that. I can honestly say a lot of my friends that have been married before that are divorced now, they don't really have any good stories. And I think the married friends that I have now that are currently married, I think the married male friends that I have, they kind of hide the truth of what's actually going on, because a lot of them are, hey, I'm not no relationship coach. I'm not no relationship guru or anything like that. So don't seek me as being the subject matter expert of this type of topic. But I really think that they are in like dead end marriages, if that's even such a thing, that they really don't have any type of control per se. And I think that they may feel like if their significant other or their wife left them, they would be left, like empty handed, They would be left. Not only would it be left empty handed, they'd be left broke. Okay. Because we all know about the situation that's going on right now with Dr. Dre and his wife. They broke up after 24 years. 24 years. So she had been with him since like the 90s, since he was like a young cat. And if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Dre is 55 now. I know he's somewhere in his early 50s, and I want to say his wife is 50. I think his wife is 50, and he's in his early 50s. So I think he's only like about a couple years difference from her. But they were married for 24 years, so they got married young, and she filed.
Marriage is our style. Stop doing it, gentlemen.
Man, well, so hey, I hope everything goes all right for them. Hey, we don't know the whole story, so hey, Tracy Morgan, hey, take care of yourself out there.
He gonna take care of himself just with half the stuff.
And I think he lives in California, so we all know what goes on in California.
Oh yeah, 10 years she gets half automatically.
Dang, how'd you know that? I thought I was the only person that knew that about California.
I know this.
Yep. So hey, that's what's popping off out there. So okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go into our sports topic, and this next sports topic is kind of spicy. Okay, I hope I can even air this. Okay, because we're gonna talk about something, and this is reported by TMZ News. Okay, TMZ Sports. Okay, we got to talk about this. I thought this was a bit of a funny story. I thought this was a bit of a story that is weird to say the least. So we all know that Major League Baseball is back in season. Major League Baseball is trying to get their season off despite COVID interruptions with teams canceling games and games getting postponed. And, we just heard this whole thing happen recently about the St. Louis Cardinals team. They had like so many players, come up positive with coronavirus. So they had to postpone several games. So this is a story from a Toronto Blue Jays player that actually happened back in February of this year, but the story resurfaced recently, okay? So the story resurfaced recently, and because I think it tried to get swept up under the rug, but it did not get swept up under the rug. So, and we got a little video on this as well too, right? So here we go. Toronto Blue Jays Reese McGuire, and he's the catcher for the Blue Jays, by the way, allegedly fondled himself in a parked car. Okay. So in other words, like you say, Mr. Black, he was playing with his tallywhacker. Okay. So TMZ Sports has obtained the police report from McGuire's arrest, and cops say a witness told them the Blue Jays catcher had been fondling himself in his parked car before they arrived on the scene. I'm trying to hold in my laughter, okay? I'm trying to get through this piece. According to the report, cops say that after they rolled up to the parking lot, they saw McGuire with his shirt barely covering his tallywhacker and his sweatpants. Hold on, man. Oh, okay. And his sweatpants around his ankles. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, this is funny to me, okay? Because believe it or not, he's actually a young dude, okay? He's much younger than me, okay? According to the report, so next, they claim in the report when they got McGuire out of his car, he had let's just say he had an arousement, which was very apparent, okay? Hey, look, the reason I'm using these alternate words because, hey, our podcast is on a lot of different platforms. And plus, the video of this is possibly going to be uploaded on YouTube. So I have to make sure that the verbiage we use is friendly across all channels. So, hey, bear with me. Okay. So they claimed the report when they got McGuire out of his car, he had an arousement, which was very apparent. Cops say McGuire apologized to them profusely for the incident, saying, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is really embarrassing." Cops say McGuire added, "I really shouldn't have been doing that." In the report, cops claim that they got McGuire's phone to try to find his current address. They noticed an extremely spicy video was playing on his screen. Officers say that they asked Reese why he came to the parking lot instead of just going home. McGuire responded, he did not know, it just seemed like a good place. So, and he's a Toronto Blue Jays catcher. He was also a former Major League Baseball first round pick. He was arrested when cops caught him exposing himself in a Florida parking lot. Okay. Of course, Florida, everything crazy happens down in Florida, right? So, cops also went on to further say that when they arrived, they identified McGuire as a suspect. They say he was cooperative, did not deny any of the allegations. Police arrested the 24-year-old, because like I said, McGuire is younger, and they booked him for misdemeanor exposure of his tallywhacker. Okay. So here's the thing. Let's just play this video right here real quick, okay? Where is this video? Look, y'all gonna trip out when this video, okay? Let me get this video teed up so you can hear it. And I hope the audio plays to where everyone can hear this, right? So hold on. That's not the right one. Let's see. Where is this video? Where is this? Hold on. All right, give me a second, people. Give me a second, because this may be. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Hold on. Okay, because this may be a different. Here we go. Hold on. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Okay. Here we go. This is the video that the Toronto Sun produced that has McGuire. They got caught showing his tallywhacker. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. Oh man, these commercials, man, I swear. Okay, y'all bear with me. We're working with these little technical things over here at the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. Okay, so why are they showing baseball highlights and not the video that we want to see? Where is the video? No, the video's not on this page. I thought I had the video up, y'all. Okay. Is the video here? Look, Jeez, we might not. Okay, guys, we might not have the video. I thought I had the video because TMZ had it. Y'all know TMZ has like everything, right? Let me see. Is this it? No, jeez. Look. Well, I thought I had the video, y'all. But anyway, the video was basically showing like him when he got arrested and he was kind of trying to explain his way up out of it, trying to get the cops to let him go, that it wasn't serious. And I don't think that when he was first arrested, the cops actually knew that he was really who he was as far as being an MLB. Oh, here it is. I got it. Dang, I didn't scroll down far enough. Hold on. Here's the video, guys. Okay, listen to this video. My apologies if the video isn't loud enough. I'm working with something secondhand right here, so y'all bear with us. He's explaining. Boy, he's explaining hard to the cops. He is trying to explain his way up out of this. Okay, well, that's it, guys, because I know the video is the audio for this video is kind of hard to hear and everything, so I just wanted to play some of it. So Mr. Black, so what do you have to say about this young man, this Major League Baseball player that makes a whole ton of money getting caught in his car in broad daylight, playing with his tallywhacker with people around?
I don't think you'd be too hard on him because it's probably how he got his arm strength. They would got that first round for him.
Me personally, I don't really condone any type of like sexual deviancy, but I mean, come on. I mean, and you all didn't hear this in that audio piece, but later in the audio, the cop actually asked him how come he didn't pick another place to go to, like at home or something. And he says he has some roommates, or he has some other roommates, like other people living in the same place he lives at. It's like a flat or something, and there's several other people there. But I'm like, you're a Major League Baseball player. I know you have money. You don't have enough money to have your own spot without having other people like live with you.
I'm pretty spur of the moment thing. He just had to focus.
But okay, so you're a Major League Baseball player. You got money. Why not just get a hotel?
Yeah, I mean, but to get a hotel for something that can be done in 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure it didn't take him 5 minutes.
You think you gonna light candles and play music? I mean,
hey, look, guys. If you want to play with your tallywhacker, that's your business. First off, hey, look, hey, I am not the moral police here. Mr. Tennessee 101 is not the moral police. So you do what you want to do when you want to do it. But at least,
at least it was consensual.
So okay, so him. He said him with himself was consensual. So he only had to get the consent of one party, right?
Yes.
Hey, at least he didn't have to worry about no Me Too incident.
Oh, me too.
I think with that being said, hey, look, get a room, get a place, or I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure there would no. I'm speechless. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put the words together, but hey, look, some of these headlines make me speechless. Okay. Hey. Okay, so you got anything more else to add to that?
No, he pretty much it. He handled it all by himself.
Man, yeah, literally. He handled it by himself. Tug of war. One stroke. He would have been good at golf.
Yeah. Hole in one.
Right. Okay, so, all right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to move on over here. So, look, just real quick, we're going to take a quick little commercial break here, and we'll be right back with the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. And this is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. So getting right back at y'all here. So we have, even though this is our very first podcast and we're trying to work out the kinks and get this thing all situated with this, you know, with our headlines and our videos and audio and everything, we got a segment that I'm going to incorporate into our podcast called Stupid Is as Stupid Does. And in this episode, we're talking about a Karen. Yes, yet another Karen. So we got another Karen causing ruckus, right, inside of Papa Murphy's, not wearing a mask, demanding her pizza, demanding her service here. And we're going to talk about her acting a straight donkey up in this Papa Murphy's right here. So I want you guys to take a look at this. Okay, we're gonna have this video right here. So let me just go into this video. So we got pizza. They're calling her Pizza Shop Karen, flips out over mask and her constitutional pie rights. Okay, right. Pie meaning pizza. So they basically told her no mask, no pizza. Okay, so let's look at this Karen right here, right? And I'm like I said, I'm gonna link this video in the description box. You all will be able to see what we're able to see. Since we're trying to get our whole video thing worked out. So let's look at this doggone Karen adding a straight donkey up in this Papa Murphy. So here we go.
You're the guy with the gun.
These commercials, man. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me just let these commercials go. Let me skip this. Here we go. That's a brother. That's also in the Papa John's with her.
What, Karen? What, Karen?
I have a right to my pizza. I have a right to get my order, and I have a right.
If you get any closer to me, you're going to have a right on that floor.
Oh, man.
Sound like you about to put them hands on her. I know the law, you should be wearing a mask right now up there all hollering and spewing your particles all over everybody.
You see how people are. Here you got another Karen, another imprivileged white woman. Excuse me, no offense to all.
This is the brother who's recording, trying to narrate everything. Look. I had to pause the video. Now, is he or is he not telling the truth? Because they would have been showing up. Matter of fact, they would have showed up before he even got in less than 10 words. This is her husband putting in his 2 cents.
He's coming in.
He's outside. Check it out. Check it out.
First Amendment right, and I am doing my First Amendment right. You want to hide behind it? You hide behind it. Show me the law, not a statement. You show me the law that says I have to. Show me the law.
Ain't getting no peace from nothing.
Okay, and that was from TMZ. Okay, so what do you think about that, man? You got yet another Karen. She's not wearing a mask. She's yelling at the employees, spewing her particles everywhere, all over the place, and demanding service.
You know what? I'll be real. I'm split on it because
How so?
I get the whole thing about the whole mask wearing thing. You're trying to keep the corona at bay, but these are adults. So I feel that if they don't want to wear masks, they don't make them. But also on the flip side, it's you in somebody's business too. They want you to
Yeah,
wear a mask. No different from somebody say, well, if you come to my house, you gotta take your shoes off.
true.
If you want to come in their house, you better take them shoes off. It's out of respect. If Papa Murphy wants you to wear a mask, wear a mask.
Of course, here in Nashville, we have mask, mandates for the city and restaurants and everything. You have to wear a mask in order to come inside or to get service. But I'm like, hey, if she ordered it online, what about like curbside pickup? What about having it delivered?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What about having Uber Eats, DoorDash?
But I really believe this though.
So she had options.
She had options, but I believe this. If I'm walking down the sidewalk, I shouldn't have to have a mask on. I'm outside.
Yeah.
But if I'm going in a business and their rule is for me to wear a mask, I wear a mask. Like when I go on Kroger's, Walmart, etc., I wear a mask.
Yeah.
The post office, I wear a mask because that's their rule.
Yeah.
But outside, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not going to the park and wearing a mask.
I can kind of, so I can see that and I can make sense of it because in downtown Nashville, they're making everybody wear a mask because people are out walking around the bars, walking in and out some of the bars, walking in and out some of the restaurants and other little smaller little venues in downtown Nashville, especially off of Broadway and 2nd Avenue, Broadway, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, so on and so forth, right? So you got a mass grouping or a mass conglomeration of like individuals and everything, right? So true enough, yeah, I can see if you're in the park, you're able to put more distance between yourself and somebody else. You're walking the sidewalk, you're able to put more distance with you and somebody else. But inside a store, places like downtown Nashville, everybody just kind of flocks to. You're inside these stores and everything. They do give you these other options. But I think that a lot of people of other races don't want to wear the mask for their own non-scientific reasons because a lot of people aren't trusting the science right now. And a lot of these naysayers that don't believe in coronavirus have caught it and have transitioned on. A lot of these big people, they had a guy, there was one story about a guy on Facebook, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that heavily touted not wearing a mask. He wasn't going to wear a mask. He said the government was lying, this, so on and so forth. And then he caught COVID. Went to the hospital, and he died within a week.
I get that, but to me as an adult, my opinion, you should still be able to wear a mask if you want to. If you're outside in public, but you cannot. If somebody wants you to come to their place and business, hey, put on a mask.
Speaking about the mask, right? And this is when I was going, because I'm like anybody else. Hey, I still want to go to places to get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Come home, get something for takeout, whatever. But what I do now is when I go into a business and if I see the employees not wearing their masks and not wearing them properly, I do an about face and leave.
Really?
Yes. Hey, true story. I was in Chipotle. I was in a Chipotle in Alabama. Okay. All right. I went to this Chipotle and I went in. And of course, the first thing I do when I go in any restaurant now is I survey the area to see who's wearing their mask and who's wearing their mask improperly. Right now, granted, I'm not the mask police. Hey, I'm not I'm not going to dare confront anyone about not wearing their mask or to wear their mask because I'm not the mask police. Like you said, we're dealing with grown folks, right? So when I went to this Chipotle, the first girl I saw behind the counter, she had a mask on, but her nose was out. That was one person. I saw another guy come from the back, right, where they prepare, the food for the counter and everything to make your burritos or your bowls or whatever. He didn't have no mask on, but me and him locked eyes, and he saw me and I saw him, and it was kind of like an uncomfortable, you know how you lock eyes with somebody and you like kind of lock eyes with like a little too long. And then I guess it was a bit of an uncomfortable eye exchange. He pulled his mask up and put it over his nose and his mouth, right? And then, but there was another girl behind the counter who she had her mask on and her nose and part of her lip was out. So I just left because those hey, look, man, they still haven't figured out everything about this coronavirus. All those particles could have got out in that food. I was like, hey, I'm just not going to get Chipotle that this day. I just go somewhere else.
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking more for gloves and masks. I'm not a big, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. They should be using gloves too.
I'm not, but masks, it just don't bother me. It just don't bother me.
But the touching, if they touch your food and everything like that.
I don't like that because guess what? These masks just came in March. They was making your food before March. You was eating it.
Yeah. And something else I want to say too, I feel for the employees that work in the food service industry because they are wearing the mask like pretty much the whole day. You know what I'm saying? Other than me just putting it on real quick for about 10 minutes to go into a place, get something to eat, and then I'm coming back to my car, my vehicle, and I'm able to take my mask completely off and be without it. So, hey, I feel for them. If you're working in the food service industry, or you're working in one of these stores to where you have to wear your mask all day, you're basically, you're almost in line with the medical providers because you're wearing it from the start of your shift to the end of your shift if you're wearing it properly. So, hey, I know it's got to be cumbersome. I know it's got to take away from it. And I know it's got to be, quite, difficult to wear that mask for the entire amount of time. But along with that, hey, I don't want to die. I don't want anyone else to die. I don't want anybody to go home and get their folks or significant others or parents or grandparents or uncles or aunts or kids sick, like what's going on now. Because the way coronavirus is going on right now, and I understand this list was being a Karen, you got medical professionals say coronavirus will never go away now.
It's not.
They say we're going to be forever stuck with the coronavirus.
I think it's going to be like a flu shot. I mean, instead of people asking, did you get your flu shot, it's going to be more, did you get your corona shot? It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But the only thing I don't like about this, Karen, is these people that argue about the mask, just think, if she would have had a mask on, she'll be back in her truck with her piece on her lap. But she spent more time arguing when she could have been, she's going to have it on.
True.
She was going to have it on.
She had already had a pizza. She already been about a merry little way. You know what also surprised me is some of these businesses, they actually have masks at the front door. Like they're giving away masks for free and people still don't want to wear them. Here you go. Even if you don't have one, we're going to give you one for free. You can put it on for how many every minutes and then you just
throw it on the ground when you go outside.
throw it on the ground, throw it in the trash can, and they still don't want to wear it. That surprises the total heck out of me. That just lets me know how this whole mask thing and coronavirus, COVID-19 has been highly politicized to infringe on people's rights. It's like this. I don't want to get sick because people are dropping from coronavirus like flies. Okay. I don't want to get sick. I don't want nobody else around me to get sick. It's a sad state of affairs, sad state of affairs. So that's going to be the end of our Stupid Is and Stupid Does segment. And we'll have more on y'all about these things like this, these little snippets about people doing crazy little stuff. So that's actually going to allow us to segue right into our end topic for the day. Our end topic for the day is actually, what do you do differently now that you did not do before the coronavirus pandemic? How has it changed your routine? So Mr. Black, so you tell me, so how has the coronavirus, made you do things differently now versus like what you did before? How has it changed your whole routine process and made you go about your whole livelihood or your whole day differently?
Absolutely nothing.
Really? It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed not one bit. It hasn't changed not one thing.
Not one thing. I still go.
Nothing at all. Not even on the minute level.
The only thing that's different is I have to wear a mask, and I respect the people's businesses I go into.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to the gym, they tell me put on a mask, and I put on a mask until I get inside. And I put it in my locker and I work out.
Yeah.
I go to work. They want me to wear a mask, so I wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, me changing anything up? No, I don't. I mean, I went a big time. I didn't go to bars. I didn't go to clubs.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm introverted. I'm not in people's face all the time.
So this is the perfect scenario for you right here.
I kind of like it. Honestly.
You know, I know on my end, I can personally say that, you know, when this thing first popped off real heavy, remember back in like March, it was January, February, March or April, when we had the shortages of like the toilet paper, the paper towels, the personal hygiene products and things, you know, hand sanitizer and things like that. You know, one thing I do differently now is I use a whole lot less of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like basically like, you know, I'm not as wasteful as I was. You know, I have the paper towels to where when you tear the paper towels off, you can kind of like tear off like that half of a paper towel. You know, how it come in the different sizes. You know, I actually use those now where you can tear off half of a paper towel. You don't need the whole sheet. I use, when I'm inside the house, I wash my hands pretty much every time I think I'm going to touch some food or put something in my mouth, regardless if I've been at home or not. You know, I only use hand sanitizer if I have to touch something real quick. You know, a funny thing is toothpaste. I don't use, you know how you squirt a whole bunch of toothpaste on your toothbrush? I use about a less than a dime sized amount now. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're using, I found out I was actually overusing toothpaste. I was overusing mouthwash. I was overusing, you know, the liquid soap. Just, you know, just basically as far as liquid soap, I put in like a dime size amount. It washes my hand real good. You know, just some of these kind of commonplace things to where at first they were in like extremely dire short supply. I'm using these things a whole lot less. I'm actually a little bit more cognizant of like some of these kind of like items that could be like a shortage. Cause you know, we had like all kind of things short, not just that, but certain food items, you know. I'm not a big dairy user as far as like milk and dairy products and things like that, because I live a dairy-free lifestyle, but I drink a lot of almond milk. You know, that stuff was in shortage too, where they were limiting how much you could buy. You know, I realized that, hey, look, am I, you know, using, you know, am I purchasing this? How much of this am I going to go through? Am I going to go through as quick as I did before? You know, just kind of being cognizant of not being wasteful, you know?
I'm not doing none of that. Not one thing.
So
I said at the beginning of March, I said, I'm not going to let this have me living in fear. So
yeah, well, hey, you know.
I'm living life.
Right. Well, yeah. So let me ask you this. What is it that you miss that we had before that we don't have now, or what has changed that you miss or that you wish it was like it was before?
I don't like the paranoia everybody has.
The paranoia?
Yeah, with the whole, you know, everybody's.
But is it really paranoia?
It's to a certain degree, yes.
Do you think the paranoia is like rightfully so?
No. I think it's I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's people are dying, but I don't know. I just can't live my life in fear, and I don't like the way how everybody's paranoid about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm introverted.
But rightfully so.
I just kind of sort of. I'm starting on the fence about it.
Mm-hmm.
I move around like I used to move around. Like I said, I am an extreme introvert. I don't deal with people, so I'm still moving. The only thing that has changed in my life is a mask.
Okay.
I still live my regular routine in life.
You know, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I miss. You know, well, it's several things that I miss, but one thing that's on the top of my list, and this is definitely, I'm pretty sure, definitely not on top of other people's list. But one thing that I miss is going to the movies. You know, I'm a really big movie buff, and I like going to movies. movies on like release weekend, when movies come out, you had that big release on weekend, the movie theaters all crowded, you see the movie for the first time. I miss going to the movies. Of course we have all these movies that have went straight to streaming, movies have went straight to Redbox, or they have went straight to one of the streaming platforms, so on and so forth. But I miss going to a movie, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Whether I, go into a movie and buy a little bit of popcorn or buy the snacks or whatever. I miss going to a movie, watching a nice movie in that kind of stadium theater seating, the lights dim down, the movie come on, you enjoy that movie on that huge, big multiplex screen. I miss that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can understand that. I feel what you're saying, but to me that's more the paranoia, because that disgusts me when I see people that's closing early. I just shake my head.
Yeah. Stores. Yeah, a lot of stores are closing early.
So that's telling me, okay, I close at 7, so I don't get that. Okay, what's the difference between close at 7 and close at 9? I think 2 hours is not gonna,
What?
I don't get it.
I get it. Well, I can agree with that. Now, I do get it because, of course, a lot of stores may be open till 9 or 10. Now, you can't get to them, or you got to rush to get to them, or you got to get to them on like a different day. And speaking of movies too, the movies are actually coming back. As far as what they say, I know Regal, you got Regal, you got AMC, Carmike, the big movie, theaters and everything. I know as far as Regal, because I'm on Regal, I had the little Regal membership because I have the app, and I only go to like Regal theaters just because of the experience, because they have the IMAX and things like that. So they say they're supposed to be coming back on August the 21st. Okay. Right? That's what they say. Because, you got, during the late spring, well, I guess early summertime, like late spring, early summertime, all the way up until like Labor Day, a lot of some big time summertime movies come out. This like August, July, going into September. That's when a lot of big time movies have went straight to these streaming platforms or Redbox or so on and so forth. But this is the time of the year when a lot of big time movies come out. There's a lot of movies that's coming out right now. There's one movie that's coming out right now that I wish I could go to the movies and see, but I don't think. And they've pushed back several movies, including this one, back by like 2-3 months, right? And this one movie that I do want to go see, even when the movie theaters open up, I know me for my own safety, I'm not going to go to the movies. Paranoia. Call it paranoia a little bit, yes, but the thing is, think about it. When the movies do open up, for one, I said earlier, I'm not the mask police. Even the police can't even police the mask wearing. Businesses can't even police the mask wearing. Employees in these businesses can't even police the mask wearing. So think about it. You go to the movies. Excuse me. You go to the movies. You got to wear a mask to get into the movies. You're going to buy your snacks, buy your popcorn, go into the movie theater. Yes, you can remove your mask while you're eating or while you're drinking, but how many people are going to be in that movie theater room and keep their mask on? How many people are going to sit in a movie in a dark room? Nobody can really watch you. Nobody really can monitor you. Movie theater rooms, you can pack anywhere up to 100, sometimes 200 or more people in it, especially if you go to the IMAX, because I swear the IMAX has 1,000 seats in there. You can pack all these people into this room. They get into this dark room. Guess what they're going to do? I'm going to take my mask off. I'm going to sit back and watch this movie. I kind of got to throw the yellow flag on that, because my safety, I just can't feasibly in my mind make that work and at the same time be safe and enjoy my experience, because the whole time I'm going to be in there watching the movie with my mask on, but there's going to be others without their mask on, and it's just going to be in this closed room, when these particles kind of float and hover and everything like that.
And see, that's the thing. With me, it goes back.
Call it what you want, but yes, I am scared of that.
And see, you got to think. Before the coronavirus got it, COVID-19 or whatever you want to call it, I was an introvert, so I always avoided people.
Mm-hmm.
I always avoided people. So when I go to the movies, I go to days like Monday. When it's
okay, like the Monday, Tuesday, yeah.
When nobody's in there anyway.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that has changed for me, because anytime I go in anywhere, it's always.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's there. When I go to restaurants, I like less crowded restaurants.
You mean like, so what time of day? Oh, okay. So what time of, so I'm guessing you probably don't go to restaurants on like the weekends, because the weekends is when restaurants are pretty much like, packed.
I give it to go.
Okay.
So I want to say, that's why everybody's panicking. I don't like crowds anyway, so I avoid them. So that's why it's not no big thing to me.
Do you think that even, because right now, and I think this is still too much. Sorry, y'all. We got some sirens in the background behind my house and the doors right over here. So Nashville is at the 50% capacity in like the restaurants. And I was at a restaurant that was pretty much, I was at a place, look, I went out to a place because, hey, my birthday was last week. So I went out to a place to treat myself and to eat out and everything, hey, because it's my day. I want to eat out and celebrate myself and everything. I went to a place that's over here. Close to my area because I wanted to eat some Thai food. I wanted some calamari. I love calamari. And the restaurant appeared to be, if they were not at 50%, they were really, really close to being at 50%, right? And I actually kept my mask on until I got my food, ate and drank, put my mask back on, while I waited. Because, of course, what I see some people doing now when they go in to eat, they wear their mask in, they'll get seated, they'll take their mask off. Well, they're not in the act of eating. They're not putting food to mouth, okay? Their mask is off. I keep my mask on until I get ready to put food to mouth. So, because even going out to eat is really, you're kind of walking on shaky ground too, because there's going to be other people, and I've seen this on more than one occasion. People come into the restaurant, they wear their mask, they come into the restaurant, they get seated. You know what they do? They take their mask off, throw it on the table, and then act like nothing never even changed.
My daughter,
you know what I'm saying?
My daughter graduated back in May.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to go out to eat. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like a party of probably 6 of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wore a mask in, but guess what? After I got comfortable, I couldn't tell where that mask was at. I just can't live in fear. And I think
Really?
I think it's living in fear. And I mean, I just can't do it because I'm never around people. I make sure of that. Even while I work it, when it get crowded, I go outside. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like being around large groups of people.
Yeah. So, okay. So what would you say is a large group to you? Because I can agree with you, because I know as me personally, I'm not all the way introverted, but at the same time, I'm not all the way extroverted. I can handle crowds up to a certain point, but it's like, hey, when it gets to like a concert level crowd, I'll probably pull back from that. You know what I'm saying? But I could do a crowd at like a football game or at like a soccer game or something like that. Are you good with those types? Okay, so, first tell me, what do you consider to be like a large crowd?
Large crowd to me is anything over, in my comfort zone, be over 6 people.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you're more for that small group setting. So would you go to a sporting event? Because sporting event is definitely going to have more than 6 people.
Matter of fact, my other daughter, she graduated from college.
Okay.
And at her graduation, I was frustrated because it was people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I always find like a spot where I can stretch it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I can respect that. Hey, I mean, being around a whole bunch of people, all up in your face, and hey, I can respect that. Because hey, everybody's not necessarily a people person, but anytime you might be a people person, but you might not be a everybody type of person. So, okay. So, do you do sporting events? And like if you went to like a basketball game or football game or whatever.
I've been to Titan games.
Okay.
I wasn't uncomfortable because I knew what I was going into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I don't like to be bum rushed, but in my mind I know there's gonna be people everywhere.
Yeah.
So I wasn't uncomfortable. When I go to one now I'm not gonna do nothing foolish.
Mm-hmm.
I know the virus is out there, so I'm not finna go find crowds. When I go to a Titan game right now, no, because I know there's no way I can afford people.
Well, they say that they're thinking about letting in at least 25% capacity to the stadium. I can't remember how many people can be held in the Titan Stadium. I know it's somewhere over 50,000, but less than 60,000. but they're going to let in like 25% of that.
Okay, I would go to that game because I know there's going to be.
So if they let it, so if the Titan Stadium, like I said, I don't know the numbers, somewhere between 50 and 60,000. Let's just say it was 50. If they let in 25% of that, then 25% of 50 would be about somewhere between, I don't know, 10 and 15,000 people. Probably.
I mean, I would go because I know it's going to be soft spots.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's going to be soft spots where I can find somewhere to be like, okay, I can distance myself from these people over there.
Mm-hmm. Because people at games are not going to keep their mask on.
Oh no.
I don't see nobody at a sporting game any outdoor because it's better because it's outdoors and you're not in an enclosed space like that movie theater room I was talking about. So, hey, it's probably going to be better because you got air. And the Titan Stadium is an open stadium. You got wind coming in from the river and all this stuff like that. So, yeah. All right. So, hey, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up right here. Hey, Mr. Black, do you have any final thoughts of anything we talked about today or anything? You want to drop any other nuggets on us?
If you're uncomfortable, wear a mask. Respect these people's laws and rules. They want you to wear a mask, wear them. But I'm not too fond of wearing a mask outdoors. But other than that, hey, stay safe.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to say a couple of things. Hey, if you're living in a multi-generational home, you definitely want to keep those individuals safe as well as yourself. If you're wearing a mask, wear the mask properly. If you wearing a mask and you have your nose out, cover your nose up. If you're wearing a mask and it's down on your chin as a chin strap, put it over your mouth and your nose. So, that way you can actually keep not only yourself, but those around you from getting sick. Hey, we're not the mask police. So, hey, you do whatever is within your comfort zone. And that's really pretty much it. So, hey, look, we're going to go ahead and get this thing wrapped up right here. Hey, I just want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone that has supported us. I know this show right here was our very, very, very first show. We appreciate those of y'all that have tuned in. Hit the download link. And those of y'all that have tuned in, whether it be on any one of the platforms here, we definitely appreciate, all the support behind the scenes. So, hey, thank y'all. So this won't be the last. We're going to have many more coming to you all straight up. So, hey, look, we just want to say, bear with us. We're going to get this thing cracking. Excuse me. We're going to get this thing cracking. We're going to get this thing popping off. Hey, we are here. We are official. Thank you all for tuning in. So, just starting off right here, just to let you guys know, hey, we are hosted on Anchor, and you can find the podcast there at anchor.fm/TBIN-podcast-show. Once again, that's anchor.fm/TBIN-podcast-show. Currently, the podcast is being distributed through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on the Radio Public app for Android, just to name a few. It also can be found on other multiple, I'm fumbling over my words. Sorry, y'all, we're going to get this straight. It can also be found on other multiple platforms where you download your regular podcast. Just simply search for the show to download. If you want to contact us, you can reach us by our email. You can email us at tbin.podcast.show@gmail.com. This is going to actually become our official mailbag where you can contact us with feedback, questions, fan mail, or for stories you would like for us to share or discuss. Also, support for the show. If you like, you can leave a small monetary donation on our anchor.fm webpage. And this can be done via the podcast page at anchor.fm/TBIN-podcast-show. All right. So, once again, this is the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. I got my man, Mr. Black, on my right-hand side right here. My man, Donnie, had to step out a little bit earlier, so we're going to throw a shout-out for him. And once again, my name is Mr. Tennessee 101, and we appreciate you tuning in. This has been the Brothers in Nashville podcast show. And guess what, folks? We'll see you soon.